Employees at a discount supermarket chain found 95 kilograms of cocaine stashed inside crates of bananas earlier this week. Police believe that the shipment originated in South America and arrived at the Belgian port of Antwerp before being transported to the supermarket's distribution warehouse in Germany. This has once again shed light on the growing problem of drug trafficking towards Europe. There are two main areas through which maritime and air shipments of cocaine transit en route to Europe, the Caribbean and the West African mainland. And DW political correspondent Thomas Sparrow joins us live from Berlin for more on this. Hello, Thomas from New Delhi. How unusual was this discovery of cocaine in a supermarket in Germany?
It is obviously unusual in that it's not expected that in a shipment of bananas in a supermarket you would also find cocaine. But it is not the first time that this happens, and in fact there have been several instances where by mistake these shipments, which include cocaine illegally, end up where they probably shouldn't end up, namely in a German warehouse or a German supermarket. What this highlights from a German perspective is a growing problem, namely that cocaine shipments from South America via the two routes that you mentioned are becoming increasingly popular, and also they're becoming an increasingly more difficult challenge for authorities to deal with, because you have several problems that overlap. One is the shipment. Two, the fact that there are criminal organizations in Europe that are transporting these drugs. A third one is drug-related crimes, not only in some of the ports, but also in other parts of Europe. And fourth, obviously, consumption, which has also increased. So basically, what this all tells you is that this is an increasingly difficult challenge for authorities in Germany, but also in Europe as a whole.
Thomas, can you tell us more about the routes and what authorities are doing to deal with this problem of drug trafficking?
The routes include, on the one hand, the countries where the drug is produced, so mostly from South American countries. And then you have the maritime route, which is via the Caribbean to Europe, to some of the ports in Europe, like Antwerp, Rotterdam, Valencia or Hamburg. Also increasingly to smaller ports, like, for example, in Sweden. There's a second route via West Africa, and in particular the focus there is the Sahel region, which is a conflict-ridden region with a lot of security challenges. And these security challenges, these security gaps, if you will, are used by those who are shipping those drugs that then end up in Europe. And as far as the government's concerned, what the governments are doing, that includes basically a strategy with all actors involved. So on the one hand, trying to get agreements with countries in South America. It also includes working together with other European partners, for example, also with those countries where you have these important ports. But it also includes trying to improve the situation in some of the regions that are part of the whole route. So the Sahel, for example, which, as I mentioned, has very serious problems. So the German government, and in particular European leaders as well, see this as a transnational issue. And as such, it also needs transnational solutions in order to deal with the problem.
Thank you, Thomas. Thomas Sparrow reporting for us from DW Berlin.